you know, I want to see. I want to see the difference between when it splashes and not. And details. Animations. That's where it is. Water animations off, and that makes practically no difference. Okay. And so you know, I plan on making a more well done update video to my quite long departure. And I plan on making a series probably called Minecraft Rambles, because that's what I love to do. I love to fucking ramble, eh? I've already sort of made one video on that, but I'm not too sure if I'm gonna post it or not. You know, I don't wanna be letting out confidential details of myself, and I might have done that in that video. It's also long and quite rambled. Okay, so okie dokie. So I got my pickaxe out and I mined out that area. Thank God I got it back up. Yeah, so that is an issue with this design. If somehow, you know, be it directly from your inventory, you can possibly produce a signal from this stronger than the signal required to turn it off. Oh. I'm just thinking now, that is a subscribe. I'm not gonna fuck with that anymore. So, you know, that's just sort of to help delag my, world. It probably will create more lag as this continues to. So, if you look up there, essentially, this big ass water channel coming to it, you could. So over here, I gathered my villagers. You know, I have sort of a village over there, but it seems pretty fucky. But most importantly, I just took the useful villagers, and it was actually much more of a pain to get them in that setup than it looks. It took some trial and error, but now they look sort of like a shop, you know? So this village, this butcher right here, I'm gonna highlight it. It has the best deal for me. There we go. So that's positive 8 emeralds, and essentially it's infinitely repeating. I don't have to give the seeds; it will just keep running until I kill them. Alrighty. So you know and so you know, I've spent a long time playing Minecraft. Probably nothing compared to the big leaguers, you know, DocM and you know, just people in general, Minecraft servers. You know, I haven't delved that much into Minecraft, but I've been playing, you know, for quite a while. Probably let me think here. What, like, when did I started playing when the Nether update came out that fixed the Nether so that you could go both ways, and that was in like November of many years ago. Let me think. So right now, that would have been like 6-7 years. Holy! Now health is easy. You go on a horse, you can see how healthy it is. What do you call it? Jump height is, you know, almost as easy. Just figure out how fucking high I can jump. The maximum horse height is, I believe, 5.5 blocks. So that's from standstill. They can jump like fucking 5.5 blocks. It's pretty crazy. And what's going to be difficult is their speed. And so I think my plan of that is I don't want to have to like physically time them with like a stopwatch. So I'll probably have pressure plates, or what do you call them? Sort of trap things on the wall. Hooks? I don't know what they're called. Trap hooks? That seems totally wrong. But I think the idea of that would be have, you know, maybe like 30 blocks, and as they travel trips it maybe have hoppers or something like that, so that I can count the physical amount of like if I have it so that a hopper is powered until you hit the tripwire, that's what it's called, and then once you hit the other side tripwire, it's powered again. That way I can see how many blocks will dump into like a chest, so I could probably dictate that, and from there I could actually probably calculate the fact that figure out how many items will transfer per second, and therefore calculate over like a 30 block period how many seconds it took, and then how many meters per second the horse will travel. So alrighty, I have done a little bit of mining, and I will figure out the nearest desert that I have found. Okay, so I have popped up my screenshots, and so if I climb up here, I should be able to teleport and then just mine to that coordinates, and it will be all chill. Okay. The reason why this is all dug out is that horses are so fucky when you put them through the portal. They have a tendency to go into the wall. Okay, huge frame drops as it's loading. That's to be expected. Holy shite. Okay. Hey pigman, I need to put more half slabs there. I was attacked by a skeleton. Okay. So I've already sort of got part of this mined out for a different adventure. I need to go to, what is it again? 500x, and right now I'm at 100 some odd. So I just got to go in a straight line and mine it out. Now I was thinking a bit about the setup with the chickens, and I thought a cool idea would be to have it so that after I could hook it up so that each time it ticks, it sends to a hopper, okay? And that hopper, when it ticks, dispenses a block, okay? And that block will fill a chest or some other, manner. This is where I need to go. And in that chest, once it is full or a certain height, therefore I can dictate that, divide the amount of chest contents by 8. That'll give me a rough approximation of how many chickens would have been hatched. Therefore, after say a full chest, has been hatched, it will then send a signal to a dropper, and that dropper will drop an item onto a pressure plate. And after, because it takes 25 minutes, I'm gonna say 25 minutes for something to go from a baby to an adult. If I hook it up so that it'll do 5, it'll hit that pressure plate. After 5 minutes, it will no longer be there, therefore it will turn off. You can then hook it up to eventually do that, so it will do that 5 times and wait 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, and meanwhile, it will have stopped dispensing chickens. So after 25 minutes, all the chickens in that area will be grown, and then I can hook it up so that lava or some other method will kill them all, and it will be completely automated, and hopefully I can regulate it so that only so many chickens will spawn at once, and once they're all spawned, they'll kill themselves. But yeah, I need to go get some sand and some glass. And I will talk to you when I have built my portal, because I just realized I do not have any fucking obsidian. So I would have to run back to my base and come back once I've mined this out. So I need not. So let's not have that happen. I just remembered that there is a portal that I created so that I could get some horses. Essentially what I do often is if I need to remember a coordinate, I will pull up F3. As you can see, it says my coordinates. Hit F2, and I'll save a screenshot, and I'll also save a screenshot of the coordinates. And then later, I got my book of locations, and I'll just write down the coordinates so that I don't have to constantly refer to a screenshot or if I had done calculations as with like nether transportation, I don't have to, you don't lose those calculations. It's something you can easily carry around in Minecraft, and refer to. You just right click and you open. I don't think there's really a better way of keeping track of coordinates. Now, while less likely to lose it than in IRL, if I had a piece of paper scrambled somewhere, there's a good chance I will lose it. You cannot make copies of books until they are signed, which is a little bit scary for me, because if I lose this copy, I lose all my locations and would have to, if they're not in screenshot, I don't know. Most of my locations are screenshotted though, so it's not the end of the world. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So with the usual nether-like spikes, as everything loads, and it calculates all these just huge mass of lighting and etc. I have gone and got some obsidian. I chose not to break that portal. I don't know. I might need it in the future. And might as well just build a new one. If you look over there, you can see where I have built my former portal. It was beta 1.3 when beds came out. We all got sort of, we gotta sort of be thankful, because before, oh my god, no way of making it from nighttime to daytime. If you had, no charcoal, charcoal was also, I think charcoal came around the same time as beds, but if you had no coal, and you first started out your world, and it became nighttime, you ain't got no gear to fight no creepers, and none of that shit. So it was fucking hell. You would be in a fucking dark pit, just mining, looking for any coal. There's no coal if the Minecraft gods had not blessed you. 10 minutes would be spent just in fucking utter darkness until daytime awoke. But thank God Minecraft gods have blessed us with beds. Oh yeah, I need to go grab a bed. Where would I find those? Here? Nope. Here. It's not a bed, but I can create one. I want this bed to be colorful. What's a good color? Let's do orange. I have not created orange beds yet. That's a nice little update though, the fact that you can have colored beds. Definitely not necessary, but 100% awesome. Why can't I create a bed? Oh, maybe because I haven't created it before, so it won't show up. Yeah. This is also so fucking useful. So fucking useful. People bitch. They're like, oh, back in my... I'm literally just fucking doing that, but in a positive light. Whereas people would bitch being like, hey, Minecraft's too easy. Fuck enchantments, I liked it back when I could do shit all, and the best thing was a fucking plain-ass diamond pickaxe. Fuck those people. They can rot in a fucking fiery grave. Minecraft has gotten nothing but better. Simply, you've always had mods in Minecraft, pretty much. Oh, fuck. I really hate this spike I get. But you've always had mods in Minecraft, pretty much since it's been popular. So, you've always had the option to add more shit to Minecraft. But the good thing about, I think Jeb, he's still the the big developer. But okay, this is, I don't feel safe over here. I could be doing better, more professional content right now, instead of these, I guess I made 2 videos, haven't posted, the, drug ramble yet, where I talk about my drug usage, but, I watched it while, doing some shit off camera, and I've decided that it's fine enough, there's nothing too incriminating or, to anything I should have to worry about in that video. So that will be posted before this one, it's not the best quality. My microphone is still the same. It's only been a couple days, but I have fucked with a couple settings so that it hopefully sounds better. I found that in that drug video, it got sort of drowned out by Minecraft sounds. I don't think that's an issue now. You can still hear that. That's just because it's not a fucking top of the line mic. Okay, I thought that was. Is that a jungle? No. So yeah, this is I found when you're building a chest, a useful thing to remember is that every 2 blocks of wood is going to get you 1 chest. So if you want a double chest, you gotta mine 4, and then obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 4 for your workbench. That way you're not filled with I don't know, I'm a bit fucking OCD in that department. I don't like excess shit floating around. I don't want to mine a bunch of fucking useless trees, and I'm too rambled right now, so I'm gonna backpedal. So I'll hit this once. Obviously, I would probably have plugins and shit, so he could not fuck with my world, like my section. We would have to set up a way, I played on those hardcore RPG servers where essentially certain areas protected. I think I might do that so that I can't grief his world. Not that I would particularly do that, but more in particular so he doesn't fuck with my shit. But I don't know. I trust him, but I also don't trust him. Where but yeah, so some may say that's unhealthy, but as I formerly said, go fuck yourself. And I don't the shit, if I had been, I guess if I'd been brought with other white parents, because you do get those white people who are quite I don't know, who give too many fucks. I think life, to steal a quote from Oscar Wilde or whatever his name is, life is far too important a thing to ever talk seriously about. But I think white people in general probably aren't as good as parents. Due to the fact that I got away with so much shit as a child, but females, we're far from, a big reason why stereotypes need not apply is because we're far from animalistic now. But I think all that kind of, those trends and all that stem from an early point in society, and they sort of grow outwards. And so you will see that all these sort of stereotypes, they eventually dissipate due to the fact that you got larger forms of communication. People can talk a lot easier to each other. It has affected how I have been raised, obviously. My whole digress of the statement was the fact that people think if you're raised around females and all your friends were females, you would think that my relationship with Darren is toxic. You might think that it's unhealthy, but I say you just have a different point of view. I would, in the same sense, argue that not being direct, not saying what you want to say to a person's face, I would say that is toxic, more toxic than why I live. But I don't believe, just because I feel that way doesn't make it true. Just because I feel that it's, bad to fucking not be direct with someone doesn't mean that it's actually not bad. It's just my point of view, and I don't judge people necessarily, or at least I don't try to harshly judge them based on their sins, because I understand that we are products of our environment. The way we act is 90% from our environment, how we were raised, how we were taught, 10% genetics. So that's just a huge ass spitball, but it's how I feel. I feel that we will grow past stereotypes. I feel that we will eventually just stop giving a fuck. Because why give a fuck about a stereotype? Why give a fuck how people feel about you? It doesn't matter anymore. You know, don't give a fuck. Don't let stereotypes control you. You know, try your best, but understand that they do control you. They do have a big influence. Had I been raised around a different group of people, perhaps as I said, you can expect females to be less direct, because that is pointed from society. Society tells females, don't be rash, don't be rude, and so it's not always the case. Maybe not even the majority of cases, but you can expect a higher percentage of females, not, you know, higher expected, you know, you can expect males to act more similar to males than you can expect males to act similar to females. You know, birds of a feather and shit. So yeah, you know, you know, you got the butterfly effect where I'm just gonna check my how much space it got to record. One sec. So like for the longest time that just seemed normal to me, because like I said, you can't experience what other people experience, but you know, you sort of watch shows and all that, and you're like, hey, something's up here. I remember, I believe it was periodic videos, and you had a guy talking about, I don't know, something, but he was saying, you know, it was something important, perhaps like he received an award, but he was like, you know, I could remember the smell of the air, and like I looked outside and the light shined through. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Because I have no experiences like that. And if you're just stuck within that same sort of thinking of like, if you're stuck only, how do I say this? Like if you're stuck only inside your brain, you can't try to think of outside. Like if you can't play devil's advocate, that's a better word. You can't get that therapy. You can't sort of analytically think, because there's a cause to everything. You know, there's a reason why you're thinking thoughts you think, and you know, like a big like I said, I suffer through a lot of post-traumatic stress. Not saying that it's necessarily worse than what other people suffer through. Definitely not. You know, like the whole huge scheme of things. But I've still suffered, but I have prospered and grown from my suffrage. I'm pretty smart, if I do say so myself. It's a very vainful thing to say. Like there's the concept that you know, like a wise man, or sorry, a man who knows little thinks he knows everything. A man who knows a lot thinks there's much more to learn. And so that's why, like, you don't usually get people saying, "Oh, I'm super smart," blah blah blah. But I think from a purely analytical sense, you know, you know, I do possess a pretty good semantic memory. I see life from different perspectives, you know, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm gonna finish all this shit, edit some videos, upload them, and then, you know, you guys can expect some more from me in the future. Until then, peace out. Don't get caught with your dick out. Okay, so I am back, and I've decided that my ramblings for today would be too long to put in the same video for my horses. Nonetheless, I'm probably gonna record those videos back to back, but you know, I think, oh my god, it's gonna be like an hour and a half, collectively, and I don't want to make that 2 hours. So, the last bit of this video is essentially gonna be filling this with glass. Shouldn't take too long, and then I'll probably you know, abort this video like a unwanted fetus, and do another one where actually the focus of it is actually on the horses and not the making of an area for them that doesn't look like shit. So you know, this video has been largely about sort of like sort of psychology, you know. That's a large part of me, just trying to understand shit. And so that's probably, I'm gonna continue that theme. You know, in my former video, I've talked about relationship hang-ups, you know, and I think like I think as sort of lame as it sounds, what sort of sparked this idea. This is I thought about this in the past, but with sparked my former thoughts about the subject was American Dad, when they have that episode with Roger and Haley, and Roger falls in love with her and shit. But my point being is that, like, there's a difference between love and obsession. I think a problem I have is that I become obsessed, so to speak, like, cause but like all my relationships have always been sort of fucked, and ever since then, like, I was dating a man in high school, and like he would like tell me one thing, he would like for example, like he would tell his friends, like it started out pretty normal, and obviously it digressed into a shitty relationship. But like I said, I still wanted it, you know. But he would like tell his friends about how much of a piece of shit I am. He would say all this kind of rude things, and then I went like eventually he logged into Skype on my phone because we were doing like a video call, whatever, and he like didn't log out, and I was getting these messages from this one person. I'm like, what the? Why is this who's this person messaging me? And then I'm reading the conversation. Like, when did I say that? And I realized, oh shit, this isn't for me. This is him. But it was like Pandora's box. Like, I read it, and I just couldn't stop. It was just so hateful. Talking about how let me try to remember. It was sort of like leg spike in half. It was sort of, oh my god, I'm still getting bad FPS. There's too many fucking shit here. But it was talking about sort of like how he was just using me for weed. He was just like, he didn't want to be around me. But he was around me. I don't know. Sorry, it's like I'm extra sort of lost for words. I don't know. But he would talk about how he was only riding my dick for attention. What? That sounds so fucked. But no, like, yeah, he would say all these just hateful things. And I asked him, like, why would you say that? It's like, oh, I'm just lying to my friends because he sort of always shit talked me, talked bad about me, talked down about me. He did that a lot, but he would tell his friends all these things and such. But then he would tell me another thing, and I asked, like, why? It's like, oh, I'm just lying to them, like to upheld his sort of reputation. It was shameful to be with me, I guess. I don't know, that kind of stuff sort of made me love him more. But like, so many of my relationships have just been fucked. And I think, like, I choose that in some manner. Like, I choose who I am with. Even though, like I'm constantly blocked by my exes, and occasionally they unblock me and talk to me and shit like that, and then we delve back in a relationship and it never really gets fucked. I think it's because, like, it would be weird for me to be with someone who don't have their own hang-ups. I couldn't picture, I could picture, but it wouldn't feel right, to date someone that doesn't at least understand my level of crazy to some manner. I don't know. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so like, yeah, and like all my relationships have been pretty fucked. Like a lot of depression, a lot of just like not being treated well, but like like a part of me feels like I deserve that. I know that's not healthy to say, Um, like, and like, this guy that I still really care for him. It's fucked. Like, I know I wasn't perfect, but I felt like, I guess it's like biased to say that I felt like I was treated worse than him, but I always tried to do my best, and he was sort of like aggressive, sort of like, very, sort of like, always putting me down, I didn't understand, like, I understand sort of like, maybe part of power, like, to feel control, he felt like he had to maybe put me down, to feel like, to have some sort of stability, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he definitely wants nothing to do with me. It's understandable. Like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like in some manner, maybe I created that. I'm always try to put him up, and he just wouldn't want to talk to me ever. He wouldn't. I remember like at one point, like he would actively like unless he wouldn't talk to me. Like even when we were in a relationship, before we broke up. Or he broke up with me, I should say. Because I'm still fucking hung up about it. I don't know. From what I hear, he doesn't care less about me. Maybe it's true, maybe it's less. Not. Maybe he's just telling his friends that that he's completely over with me. Hopefully that's the case. We weren't good together. But like I'd be like, like we'd be next to each other, and I'd be like, well, can we just talk or anything? He's like, nah. Just continue on his phone, talking with this piece of shit. Ironically, that guy of which I mentioned, he thought I was going to kill him? What? And, like, I'm not a violent person. I have no sense to hurt someone. Like, even if you wrong me, I might joke with my friends and, like, but, like, I won't, not joke with my friends about hurting someone, but, like, I might joke with my friends and, we wrestle around and all that, but, like, to actually hurt someone, that's not something I would do. But I guess this guy must have been stringing enough lies to feel that, like, I had a reason to kill him? I don't know. It was fucked. So, I put a lot of blame into, him for the dissolution of, I don't know, of my relationship, but at the same time, like, I can't be mad at him simply due to the fact that, like, he's so hilarious. Sorry about that, I guess I ran out of space, which is quite believable. That means that these horses will be dealt with, probably tomorrow. I've gotta go and, edit those videos so that, they're, formatted into something that isn't, 80 gigabytes, a fucking huge ass file. As I was saying though, so this guy, I like, I know he wasn't completely responsible, but he played a big part in fucking over relationships. But he's laughably pathetic. So like, what can I do? What can I do? He has like a 2-inch cock. Ain't even being hyperbolic there. So it's like, you can expect that much from people who just, that's how they live. They're just being a piece of shit, and I'm not perfect myself, but at least I'm not like that. But this video, I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon. It's quite long, quite rambled. I've got most of what I want to say said. Do as I say, not as I do. I've had terrible relationships, but I do accept that I am responsible for that. I am the person who puts myself in that mess, and I maybe on some level, like I said, maybe that's a sort of like what I like. I don't know. It sounds weird to say that, but